Starting stream.
Welcome, one and all, to the 2018 Anime Oscars Award Show from the Anime Addicts Anonymous podcast. I am your host, Mitsuki, and I'm joined here by a very handsome man wearing a blue polo
That's right.
for the first time in his life.
This is super awkward.
He dressed very well for the Oscars show.
I don't know. I could have suited up.
You could have. And I am not dressed well. And, well, thank you for being here, Kazuo. We also have the lovely, the luscious, the very well-informed, and the very energetic Mandy, hailing in from
Hello.
Cincinnati. And I'm sure she's wearing, I imagine it as a bright green sequin gown of the finest silks.
Of course. In front of my computer. Yes, that's exactly what I'm wearing.
Mandy, please, who are you wearing?
Who are you wearing today?
Who am I wearing?
Yeah, that's
Wait,
what they always
what?
ask those rich white people at the Oscars.
Yes,
Who are you wearing?
Where's your gown from, Mandy?
Oh, I don't even know.
Is that
I
Chanel?
wasn't
Is that
prepared for
Chanel?
that.
Does Chanel make gowns?
I don't know.
Sure.
Isn't that perfume?
And
Let
hailing
me look
from
up. Best dressmakers. I don't
It's
know.
Versace.
Versace.
Yeah.
Hailing from the
yes.
very fancy Brooklyn, New York, wearing the finest ties, the finest undergarments, but no actual
Yes.
real clothing.
Mm.
His name is Enzo.
Hello, everyone. I'm glad to be here tonight. I am wearing a fine custom suit made by Georgie himself from Paradise Kiss.
I
That's
literally
very well.
just said you were naked.
Oh.
Nope.
It's a skin suit.
Skin suit.
My skin suit
Fantastic.
is-
I am
By
wearing
Georgie.
Target.
yes, Target.
Very nice.
A Target polo.
Designer brand only.
Yeah.
And to all of you across the world who are wearing a variety of fantastic garments of the most miraculous quality that will drive the fashion industry for years to come, thank you.
Mm.
Thank you for tuning
Yes.
in. We are here to discuss the best and the brightest of anime from 2018. As we always do, this is the 8th time we have done the Anime Oscars.
The
This is our
8th
8th
annual.
annual. We began this process in 2011. So we have done 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18, and it is today just as terrible of a shit show as it ever was.
That's right, Mitz.
Yes.
That's right.
It's a well-produced shit show, may I add.
In fact, it's worse than ever because we used to dress really, really nice.
Right.
And we used to script out the
Dude.
red carpet and everything.
Yeah, I suited up before. It was
We're
fantastic.
doing it. We're doing it next year.
And then we discovered that
No one cares.
ultimately no one gave a shit.
Yeah.
Because we did some polling and we found out that no one
Primarily audio.
50
No one could see us.
It was like 50-50 who would want us to actually like script out all the jokes and stuff. And then we were like, well, there's no sense spending 6 hours writing 14-page outline.
Well, Mitz, I will do my best to make as many jokes as possible today, unscripted.
Wow. As you always do.
Yes.
You are truly worthy of that Oscar.
That is all I bring to the table.
So you guys, what do you have any opening thoughts about the entire year of 2018? There's definitely a lot to look back on.
I do. I've tweeted this out early in 2019, but I really think that 2018 was quite a pivotal year for anime. A lot of good things came out. A lot of industry movement. A lot of big names coming out with new original property. Netflix being a game changer in 2018. Great, like a crazy year to be an anime fan. An interesting year to be an anime fan, and it feels like anime is coming to its own once again.
It's funny you mentioned Netflix because it seems like that was maybe one of the biggest movements throughout 2018. It seemed like every single season this year there were at least 2 notable anime coming out on Netflix. And it kind of makes me wonder what, like, if that trend is going to continue into the future, like what we're going to see in 2019 and 2020 from Netflix, and maybe even other streaming providers, because I hear that maybe Apple's going to jump into that, and maybe we'll see Amazon or someone start to carry more anime content. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, Amazon may have canceled Amazon Strike, but they are still licensing shows.
Yeah,
That is true.
We'll see.
I love how even though we're not sticking to the old school like scripted bits and pretending we're on the red carpet and all that stuff, you still have the red carpet background sound effects.
Well, of course.
Absolutely, we're on
Some
the red
things
carpet.
never die.
We're on the red. This is actually more of the like auditorium hall noises.
Oh, okay.
Like you can imagine us on a podium in the
Yes.
back of the auditorium hall on risers,
Right.
sitting in our suits, speaking into microphones, and behind us, the richest and the snobbiest of the world
Yeah.
are walking amongst the rows and schmoozing as if they care about each other.
And soon,
Down below us.
Soon, a young boy who is also a victim of child abuse will go on stage and play piano magnificently.
What?
Oh yes.
What are you
For
talking? What? I don't know what you're talking about.
You're lying,
the
April.
You're Lying April reference.
Oh, okay. I'm with
Gosh,
you.
get with it.
No,
Okay.
I was also getting skeptical about where you're going with that, considering all the Hollywood drama lately.
Oh, oof. No, that's a whole different story.
I know what you
Goodness
meant. I know.
gracious.
So yeah, I really loved 2018's anime year. There were a lot of properties that were coming back after being dormant for so long, and it feels like every season had so many good shows in it that everyone was talking about, and I don't know, like last year it was really hard for me to fill out my top 10. This one was really hard for me not to fill out my there were all these shows. I'm like, oh, but I love the show, but I don't know where to put it on my top 10. I can't even put it on there. And it's I don't know. I love 2018. I thought it was a fantastic year.
I have to agree with you. I'm looking at my top 10 posts that I posted on my social media, and I'm looking at these 10 anime, and I can probably name a couple more like could have easily gone in any other year in my top 10, and it was just so tightly packed that it was difficult to choose the best 10 through my eyes, because there were so many that I liked. And more testament to how strong 2018 is that I have anime that came out right at the end on my top 10, because even at the end of 2018 we still had bangers coming out that I had to consider. So I'm really happy with the way the year went.
Me too.
Yeah, I think that there's like a pretty large handful of noteworthy shows, and not only that, but a lot of different types of shows. Mm-hmm. So we definitely had some really unique stuff come out this year. We had Devilman Crybaby came out, and that was totally out of nowhere with the way that it was presented, and something that I don't think a whole lot of people really had expected from that, and then you had shows like
Lupin the Third.
Yeah.
Who Kazuo loves very much.
Non-traditional animated shows like High School Girl came out that a lot of people ended up liking as well. It made my top 10 pretty high up there.
We had Banana Fish, and Banana Fish was definitely also a very unique show. Place Further Than the Universe got a lot of love.
Wow, that was 2018, huh?
It was.
It feels like so long ago.
Came out
Like
pretty
January.
Yeah.
Came out pretty early. Yeah.
Think about the shows that also came back. Full Metal Panic came back. Steins Gate came back.
Season 3 Attack on Titan, which people
Attack
have
on Titan
Which-
came back.
Yeah, for sure. I really enjoyed season 3, much more than season 2.
Of Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really feel like Attack on Titan Season 3 sort of reinvigorated what I liked about Attack on Titan to begin with, because I just feel like not a whole lot happened in Season 2.
Right.
And so Season 3 was really a pleasant surprise.
Yes.
For me, at least. And had some really great music. And holy crap, the production values in that show were unbelievable.
Dude,
they were just off the
choreo, the action sequences, that Levi chase was insane. Insane.
The
Like,
man versus
stuff.
man conflict. I really enjoyed.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
We had some really great studios that stood up and continued to be great during the year. We had Kyoto Animation, which is always, a front runner in the anime industry with Violet Evergarden. Wit Studio continued to do a lot of great things. Studio Mappa, which wasn't even a studio that people even were thinking about for the most part, several years ago, has become a studio that I think people look forward to the things that they create. And they continue. Studio Bones, just a lot of really great stuff from all around and from all different genres. So, yeah.
I agree. It was a solid year.
Yeah, and we already have a lot of shows that people are looking forward to from the next year. So on our Discord, and we'll weigh in from time to time with our thoughts from our Discord audience, from our community. We have a list of most anticipated shows from 2019. And granted that this was done before 2019 even began, but at the top of that list was Mob Psycho 100. So the second season.
People are loving that.
Yep.
So there's a show that
was fantastic.
A show that was anticipated right at the top of the list, but has already proven to be good. You know, we're already showing promise for 2019. Chihayafuru, more of that coming out.
Oh yeah.
People looking forward to that show. And
I'm personally looking forward to Carol and Tuesday. It's Shinichiro Watanabe's new music anime coming out in April.
Yes, I'm cautiously optimistic.
Good.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm curious to see what he does with the music show when he doesn't have Yoko Kanno in his pocket, because he's used her over and over again several times in some of his more high-profile anime that have.
We'll see though.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. Then of course there's some other really anticipated sequels. We have One Punch Man season 2 is going to be coming out this year.
Next season.
Next season.
It's going to be spring.
It'll be
I don't know if you
us.
guys know, but next season's kind of stacked.
I just want to call it here, guys. That's my show, Enzo. Don't you dare try to cut that one out from under me.
If Carol and Tuesday comes out next season like it's scheduled to, I know what my first pick is. So
I know your dirty tactics. All right, don't you try to take that out from under me.
As long as no one steals Vinland Saga from me later this year, I'll be okay.
Vinland Saga was also on the Discord's top 5 most anticipated shows list.
And Made in Abyss.
And Made in Abyss season 2,
which I am.
Which is gonna be awesome.
Oh man, I'm so eager to see that.
Yeah, Made in Abyss it's going to be one of those shows that people set aside a lot of other things to sort of watch that. So we're going to have another great year of anime just around actually already has begun, but I say just around the corner, but it's
more to come.
It's already sort of on its way, so. Okay, any other thoughts on 2018 before we move on to some of the awards? We have plenty of things to get through.
Yeah, you want to go over some of the stats of
Yeah, so we had
votes and all that.
I always
stuff?
compile the stats because I'm like a nerd.
Of course.
You know.
This is we have to
Excel
put this in
wizard.
there. This is all Mitsuki's like baby he enjoys.
Yeah, I've done it every year. We had 68 anime that received at least one nomination.
Wow.
For
That's awesome.
Yeah, so when you consider the fact that a season only has like roughly 40 to 50, that means that more than an entire season's worth of shows got nominated.
I would say
something.
I got my nominations in later than I think most people, and by the time I got to it, I was like, well, all of the shows have been nominated, so I was like, I guess probably this one and maybe this one, but there was a lot of really good shows out this past year.
Yeah.
Do we ever discuss our process for nominations?
Yeah, we'll get to it right before we start announcing the awards.
Gotcha.
But let me nerd out a little more here. So we had 3,865 votes were cast.
Oh, thank you. That's awesome.
Of which 443 of them were abstain votes.
For those unfamiliar, if you do not feel confident enough to choose a winner from a particular category, you can just simply select abstain, which we appreciate because oftentimes people will just vote for the one show in that category they've seen, which doesn't give a real accurate representation.
Yeah, so
it's a respectable choice.
Yeah, we want people that if the category comes along, you just don't know.
Yeah,
you know, we want to give the voting a little a slight increase in integrity by having people that don't feel like they're educated enough, they can just kind of bow out.
Yeah.
And by the way, that was 11.4% of the votes were abstain votes. So people are using it.
That's good.
I like it. The highest number of abstains came in the film category. Almost 34% of the votes in the film category were abstain.
Yeah,
which shows
that's not surprising.
No, I think as a podcast that doesn't really cover films.
But also because anime films are so much harder for us to see here because they just come out for like a select few days.
You've mentioned it before, Mitsuki, how like I have the opportunity, most of the time to watch pretty much any anime film that's on the bigger name side because they will be screened in New York if they're going to be screened anywhere in the world.
Right.
Contrary to like I don't know, man, like in Ohio, did you get a screening of Lady and the Bluebird, Mirai, any of those?
I have no idea. I did not look.
Yeah.
We have one theater here around me that shows anime films.
Yeah.
And I have seen like Free there, and I saw a few other shows or a few other movies with my sister there, but that was about it.
I do know that Cleveland has a pretty massive like film scene as far as like getting releases of movies, but obviously that's not where you are, but it's in Ohio.
I think the fact that 33.8% of the people abstained just shows that people are using it.
Yeah.
So, also the sports category, 27.5% of people abstained from that category, which kind of tells you people, despite how excited people get for some sports shows, more than any other genre, people aren't watching sports. And I think and I think when we used to have a mecha category, which we took out,
that was
the one.
Yeah.
But now that it's gone.
Cleveland, Ohio?
Cleveland, Ohio, I would assume is what you were talking about.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh,
yeah.
that's like 3 hours for me. I'm not driving that for me.
Yeah. I was just saying, like, I know of Ohio, like Cleveland has a pretty massive like film scene, but that's about it.
Yeah.
So, and a couple more things here. The most nominated shows. So keeping this in mind for later. Violet Evergarden was nominated the most times. So, it was nominated in 8 out of the 15 categories.
Wow.
Which is a lot.
That's
okay.
chunk.
So, and surprisingly, the second most nominated show was March Comes In Like a Lion, season 2.
I will counter
I don't
by
think that's
saying
surprising at all.
It's not surprising from our listeners.
Yeah.
I will say
True.
it's surprising if you think about like the wider anime audience, but
Right.
our lovely listeners, they know the shit.
Yeah, we have a very specific fan base and listenership that, I would argue
They watch a lot.
is some of the more educated fans of anime.
But it's not our fans that nominate the shows that get voted upon.
True.
Oh,
So-
good point.
Then
So-
please explain that.
Yeah, so this is sort of a segue into our process of selecting anime. Because the way that we do it is, I reach out to a number of anime podcasts, and I ask them, would you like to participate? Would you like to be a podcast that submits nominations to our anime Oscars? And I take all the nominations from all the different podcasts, and I create basically a voting system out of it.
Right.
No one anime gets voted into a specific category more than once, and that's in the rules, which is why we have so many shows in every category.
The show must have completed the season within 2018. Is that also
yeah,
in the
right,
rules?
exactly. So if a show let's say if a show started in November and finished halfway through January, that one would be counted.
Yeah.
So and no films, and except for in the film category, no films were nominated either into any of the categories. So
Gotcha.
I want to go through here, and I want to acknowledge the different anime podcasts that helped us build the list of polls for our anime Oscars. Right at the top of the list, the Reanimator podcast was in there and was nominating lots of stuff for us. The Nerddom and Other Nonsense podcast, which is headed by BCom, who's actually appeared on the podcast before.
Yeah.
Who helped us do
one of our mods on the Discord.
Yeah, a really nice guy
Doing good work.
who helped us do that like Jeopardy game that we played that was so much fun. That caused us.
Who won that, guys? I don't remember.
I literally don't remember.
I feel like
I don't remember either.
some really
I feel like
good
I deleted it
looking
from my memory for some reason.
guy won.
Odd, I just don't recall.
Yeah.
So the Recovery of an Anime Junkie podcast also jumped in there and helped us out. Andrew from the Discord also helping us out there on that. So thank you there. The Trash Pandas Watch Anime podcast was there involved. So thank you to Brains who's on the Discord.
I've been on that
Trash
podcast.
Panda Watch Anime podcast.
A long time ago.
Were you on that podcast?
A couple times, yeah.
What were you talking about?
We watched what's it? Mad Bull 34.
Oh my god.
And then I was on another episode, I think, as well. I don't remember what we watched, but yeah, we got trashed and watched anime.
You got trashed.
It was a good time.
I think to get through Mad Bull, you might have to be trashed.
Yeah.
Anivision weighed in a couple times. So Amuro and
Thank you,
J-Ro
Anivision.
from the Anivision podcast, I've been listening to them for quite a while. They weighed in and contributed. And also Chris and Andrew from the Otaku Spirit podcast also weighed in. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different people from different podcasts weighing in, helping us out with this. So
it's really nice to have that, have these people help, because these are people that host podcasts on anime. So these people watch a lot of shows, and they watch and have been watching shows consistently for a long time. So these nominations, I feel like I can say come with a lot of knowledge behind them. So
Yeah.
I really like our nomination system.
Yeah, I think it's a really strong way to build a credible list for each category of voting.
Also, Mitz, I want to go quick shout out to Icy Rose, who immediately knew that the other episode I did was a review of Nambaka.
Wow.
Wait, seriously?
How does he know all this stuff?
Icy keeps
Icy
tabs on
Rose
everything.
is our Lord and Savior.
From
Yeah.
from the Trash Pandas podcast?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome. I didn't even know, and I was on it.
Icy Rose, we're giving you a raise.
Yeah, definitely. So thank you to all this podcast. So we take those polls, and I made a very nice looking. Credit to myself. Took forever to make that Google form. Google form with photos, and I even alphabetized all the anime that were in each category. So we make a Google. We made a Google form. Opened the voting for almost 2 months to make sure everybody could have their votes cast. And I don't think anybody does a better voting thing than Google does.
Sure.
Their Google forms are absolutely amazing.
Yes.
Oftentimes fantastic.
Oftentimes, internet voting is easy to manipulate, but
not on Google.
Not on Google, and not with the Anime Addicts Anonymous podcast.
So before, when we used to do this, we used to use our voting on our website.
Yes.
And I used
good luck.
I used to have to rummage through the voting plugin results and make sure nobody was cheating, and it was just brutal to do. Google, it makes it so easy. So we're not sponsored by Google, but I wish we were.
That would be something else.
So, on that note, shall we start the award show? Does anybody have anything else they want to add?
I'm ready to roll.
You ready to roll?
I'm ready to go. I'm excited for the results, man.
Okay. And after we go through our results, we're going to go through the top 10 anime of the year from the Discord and perhaps go through a couple other miscellaneous sort of pollings on the Discord so that our community can be heard as well. And then we'll go through some results from Facebook as well. So
nice.
Awesome.
So, who would like to kick off the first category of our Anime Oscars, which is Best Anime Studio, which is the category we never had before?
Okay. I guess you want to go ahead and answer?
And by the way, I want to go through the top 3. So,
yes.
I would say the winner, and then afterwards we'll go through say who the runner-ups were.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Oh, so you don't want to do third place, second place, first place?
I think it kind of maybe takes the suspense away if people know that it's between 2 or 3 shows. Maybe I don't know. What do you guys think? How would you like to do it?
I like announcing the winner, and then we can announce runner-ups.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So should we also list all the nominees?
Yeah. So read the nominees, read the winner, and then we'll discuss.
Awesome. We'll do. So, as stated, the first category of the Anime Addicts Anonymous podcast 2018 Oscars is Best Studio.
So
and the nominees were David Production, Kyoto Animation, Lurchi, I think it's Lurchi, Madhouse, Mappa, Production IG, Shaft, Trigger, White Fox, and Wit Studio. With all that being said, the winner was Kyoto Animation, KyoAni, which is one of my favorites as well.
Yes.
Congratulations, KyoAni. In second place, we have, what color is that?
If you hover your cursor over the sections, it'll tell you.
Yes. Okay. In second place, we have Madhouse.
Madhouse.
It's a madhouse.
And tied for third, I believe, is Mappa and Trigger. All 4 solid choices that I wouldn't have been mad if any of those won because they all do good work.
So Kyoto Animation,
I mean, it's KyoAni. They crush it every time.
Yeah.
It's Kyoto.
2018. We're talking about. I mean, Violet Evergarden.
Free came back. Suderne was this year or last year.
Liz and the Bluebird.
Technically finished, yeah.
Yeah.
Kyoto Animation, and it wasn't really all that close either. This is one of the. It won with 28.2% of the votes in a category that had 10 nominees. So, I mean, it's just a landslide, really.
Yeah. I like that they won. It feels as though KyoAni is continuously pushing is pushing their ceiling higher and higher for quality, because now with Violet Evergarden coming out and with Liz and the Bluebird looking as beautiful as it did on the big screen, we can expect such a high bar from KyoAni that I want to see what their next big work is and see how that looks, because then you'll be like, okay, they're not going balls out, or they're just, because the KyoAni standard at this point is so high. and for animation wise at least, story wise sometimes they're a little iffy, but
balls out, is that an industry term?
Yeah, sorry, I got New York real quick on that. But congratulations to KyoAni.
I would kind of hate to work at KyoAni though, because I think those people, they're probably worked really hard to get that kind of quality out of their employees. Like they must man, I'm sure a lot of the employees probably love what they do, but they must work really really hard. So
yeah, I mean, KyoAni definitely has its own very specific style, but that works. I mean, they consistently are pumping out legitimately really good shows, very artistic in their style, and I mean, yeah, just always top of the charts. I also
have. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I also really enjoy a lot of Madhouse's works, of course. I will say, maybe a controversial opinion, Studio Trigger, I'm not a big fan of.
Yeah.
I feel like they're more missed than hit, but respect to them for making it into the top 3.
Trigger has a very strong fan base.
Yes,
and
that is true.
A lot of the shows that they put out tend to be popular regardless. I mean, they're polarizing. There's always going to be a pretty good chunk of people that are going to follow and love what Trigger does.
Yes.
So it doesn't really shock me that Trigger showed up near the top of this.
And I just want to just quickly before I let Manny take the floor, like I think that Trigger, when you take story aside, Trigger's production value is insane. Like they make such good quality, like their style stuff that I like them for that. It's sometimes they lose me with story with the stuff they choose to make, but
Darling in the Franxx,
how they make is really good. But yeah, Manny, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to talk about KyoAni before you jumped into Trigger, but I think KyoAni, what I love about their animation is that they nail all the very subtle movements of hair and clothing and just slight little expressions, and just they nail all the tiny little details, and it makes their animation seem far more believable. And I think they're fantastic and definitely deserve it, especially for
ridiculous.
Violet Evergarden was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I have nothing further to add, so would you guys like to shuffle our way to the next category?
If I could, would it be okay if I took the next category?
Of course it would.
Because I feel like this is very personal for me.
Is it? Oh wow, jeez. Should I play some sad music?
Sure, if you have it available.
Not really.
Oh, well, okay. Why would you offer?
I don't know.
The next category is the best anime film. Now, as mentioned before, this is the one that had the highest abstain percentage, which is to say, if there was a first place, it would be abstain. But instead of that, the first place award goes to My Hero Academia, the movie, The Two Heroes. Now, I'm a fan of My Hero Academia.
You are a fan.
I do appreciate that. Mm-hmm. What upsets me about this, though, is the second place winner is Mirai of the Future.
Yeah, Mirai of the Future.
Have you seen that?
I haven't seen it, but which is upsetting, of course. But there's no real way for me to see it, unfortunately. Not a lot of these movies come to St. Petersburg, Florida.
We get some movies here.
Yeah, that's true. We got the Dragon Ball movie.
Yeah, the Sundial, the AMC Sundial gets a lot of stuff, but
I mean, and I haven't seen the My Hero Academia movie, of course, so I can't really speak to that either. But yeah, and also third place is Liz and the Blue Bird, which was very popular.
Yep.
Yes.
So,
I do want to. My personal pick for this was Liz and the Bluebird. I want to let you know, Kazuo, that Mirai was really nice. It was a really, really nice film. It was super Hosoda.
Yes.
So if you ever do come across watching it, I think you really enjoy it.
Yeah,
when
it's available.
Seen My Hero. Yeah, I haven't seen the My Hero movie either. Mm-hmm. So I can't really, cast my judgment on whether I think it deserves first place or not. But I think this movie also won the Crunchyroll Award. So with that behind our listener voting as well, I have to believe it has to be something of quality. So I will be to check that out soon.
It must be. I mean, especially with our listenership. Like, I mean, I can understand My Hero Academia sweeping other award shows that are more just popularity contests. So if our listenership is saying that it is that good, then it must be. I trust them.
Sure.
I just would have liked to see Hosoda win because of my bias.
I also think in this category, the fact that 36% of people abstained kind of gives you a sense that the people that hadn't seen enough of these movies weren't voting.
True.
And so the votes that were cast were probably educated votes, which gives even more credibility to the My Hero Academia movie.
Yeah.
Which I haven't seen, but I just based on my judgment on the numbers is what I would take away from it.
Haven't seen it, but I have seen clips, like little just clips online, and the animation looks fantastic in it. I don't know. I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Yeah. I think, and I kind of talked to it, but I do think like in the upcoming Hobby Addicts, I will be doing a review of each Hosoda film in chronological order. So look forward to that on Hobby Addicts.
All right. Moving on.
Sure.
Yeah.
So another category that this is a third category that we never had before. So these all three of these are sort of they're new. Is the best writing / screenplay category. You know, because animation is great to look at when it flows well and it looks nice and it's beautiful, but there's also the writing is equally as important in creating a cohesive sort of work, and so the writing needs to be recognized as well. And so we have this category, and the nominees for best writing and screenplay, of course, are A Place Further Than the Universe, After the Rain, Devilman Crybaby, March Comes In Like a Lion, Season 2, Planet With, Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, such a crazy title, and Violet Evergarden.
Oh, I forgot to read the other nominees for best film. Oh well.
Well, you went through the top three.
Yeah. True.
And the winner for best screenplay / writing is Violet Evergarden.
Oh. Nice.
And to no one's general surprise, I think the writing in Violet Evergarden was amongst many things one of its strong points.
Definitely.
So
it hit so many emotional points that there are so many episodes that made me cry. It was fantastic.
Yeah, and the writing has to be super strong in a story like Violet Evergarden, because the main character Violet, she when she speaks, it is a lot of substance behind her words, but she doesn't speak that much. So all the characters in that show have to be written super well so that the story progresses in the way it does. So I recall myself thinking while watching that show that every character felt awesome, and that is so hard to do. So I like that Violet won this category.
And she also starts off this series very almost I don't want to say emotionless, but kind of
a bit numb.
Yeah, a bit numb to the world. And so when she finally does break down, it makes it so powerful, that moment. Ugh, I loved it.
And the second and third place shows in this category, it was fairly close, actually. Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai was a narrow second.
That is surprising.
Very narrow second.
I haven't seen the whole show. I did watch the first 3 episodes, and I believe I failed it, although it was a close one for me.
Yeah, so Violet Evergarden had 22.9% of the vote. Rascal Bunny Girl Senpai had 20.9%, so just 2% behind. And then third place, also not that far behind, with 18.9% of the vote, A Place Further Than the Universe, with all three of them combined taking up almost 60%, a little over 60% actually.
I'm so surprised that one wasn't like neck and neck with Violet Evergarden.
I know, same.
Yeah, especially with our listeners, like they a lot of them were big fans of A Place Further Than the Universe. So yeah, I'm surprised it didn't do a bit better.
Yeah, well, but it did. But it did well.
I think here we can maybe say there's recency bias, considering A Place Further Than the Universe came out in January and Rascal was in the last season of the year, I believe.
True.
However, like I personally disagree with the order of the votes. I think Violet is worthy of first place. I agree with that. I would have put A Place Further as second, but I'm not so surprised that Rascal is within the top 3 at all. I think people have really enjoyed the witty back and forth between Mai and I forgot the male protagonist. I forgot his name. But people really enjoy the way he interacts with Mai, and the whole Mai arc is in the early part of the show. So even if people dropped, they still got to enjoy that piece of writing. So,
and it's also fresher in the mind since it was fall season.
Totally.
Yeah, this is sort of a thing where you have to sort of dig back in your memory a year and remember the things that had come out from a whole year ago. But so I'd be interested to go back and like look at the shows at one and see if there's any sort of recency bias like that, because I don't really know for sure. But it is an interesting point. But regardless, A Place Further Than the Universe, About Evergarden, and Bunny Girl Senpai, all great shows. So bringing up the top in terms of writing. Now I believe it's Mandy's turn, is it not?
Yeah. So up next is Best Action/Adventure. So we kind of I guess we combined action and adventure together, which will explain the first nomination in this category, which was A Place Further in the Universe for under the adventure category. And we have Angelo Moas, Attack on Titan Season 3, Full Metal Panic, Invisible Victory, Golden Kamuy, Grand Crest Senki, Merc Storia, and My Hero Academia Season 3, SSS Gridman, and Sword Art Online Gun Gale Online. And in first place is My Hero Academia with 33.6%.
I love that song, but it does not match the animation at all.
Yeah, I do like that song as well.
That song is awesome. I really wish they did a better opening to it.
Yeah.
How do we feel about this win?
I felt like it was an obvious win, right? I mean,
yeah. My Hero Academia is so it has done a lot for the anime community and shonen in general, and I feel like it's really hit a lot of people. Especially, I think it's the characters that people have fallen in love with, and so I don't know. I think it deserves it as well. Yeah. I'm not personally a big My Hero fan, but I know how important it is for a lot of people.
For sure.
I was kind of surprised that Attack on Titan, which did get second place, by the way, didn't
with 19.8%.
Wasn't more competitive in the category.
I think what that is a telltale sign of is the turnover of the anime industry. As we've discussed many times before, I think the average lifespan of an anime fan is 2 years. And Attack on Titan is something that is simply too old at this point.
Yeah, but the third season was so good.
I know.
Do you think people just weren't watching? I mean, but people will still watch.
Kids want the latest hotness, dude. If it's older than 2 years old, it's dead to them.
I'm not fully surprised that it got second place. I am surprised by the margin of difference, as Mitsuki mentioned.
So My Hero got 33.6%. Attack on Titan got 19.8%, and then third place at 12.1% was A Place Further Than the Universe.
Yeah.
Those are huge.
I feel
jumps.
like the margin maybe comes from a lot of people probably getting off the Attack on Titan wagon because of season 2 and how non-actiony it was. Obviously there was enough action in it to still be an action series in season 2, but season 3 revs it up so hard. But I feel like a lot of people didn't even give season 3 a shot.
Yeah, you just can't.
Maybe that's why I'm thinking that's why the margin is so wide. I'm not surprised that My Hero won. I might even agree kind of a little bit.
That, and you just can't wait that long. Like if you want to stay in the forefront of people's minds, like you have to continually put out content. You know, if you disappear for several years or whatever, it's like people are just not going to care anymore.
I want to note that Merc Storia, bless its heart, got approximately 0 votes in this category. It is the only anime so far in any category to get 0 votes. And I will
not even the person that nominated it voted for it?
Apparently not. And I will continue to track that little statistic.
That's hilarious.
See if we have a Merc Storia award next year.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Wow.
So we now have 2 votes. We have 2 wins for About Evergarden because it's
for KyoAni.
Because KyoAni. Yeah. And 2 awards for My Hero Academia. So it's a foot race. It's a foot race. All right, we're back to you, Enzo.
Yep. Next category is Best Comedy here at the 2018 Anime Oscars. And the nominees are Asobi Asobase, Backstreet Girls, Cells at Work, Grand Blue, High Score Girl, Hinamatsuri, Space Battleship Tiramisu, second season, Tada-kun Never Falls in Love, Yuru Camp, and Zombieland Saga. Your winner being the illustrious Hinamatsuri.
Illustrious.
Hinamatsuri comes in first place with 26% of our votes. In second place, we had Zombieland Saga with 17.5. And in third place, a narrow third place finish, was Cells at Work at 13.4, beating out Asobi Asobase by just 0.4%, as it had 13.
By one vote.
By one, it must have been like one vote or something.
Yeah.
But okay, Hinamatsuri, I actually started watching this show because my little brother, who is very surface level anime fan, but loves it whenever he has time. He, for some reason, started watching Hinamatsuri. Don't know why. Don't know how. Of all the animes he could get back into anime with, he chose this one, and he loves it. He loves it. He told me it was so funny. So I watched a couple episodes. Yeah, it's funny. It's really, really funny.
Hinamatsuri is one that fell through the cracks. I think at the time when we did our nomination or did our picks, it was something that didn't have any information out other than there was a manga, but none. I hadn't read it. And so I don't think any of us had any information, so we kind of completely overlooked it. And when I went back and watched Hinamatsuri, I think it was a few episodes into the season, I was like, this is really good. And I fell in love with the series. It's fantastic. It's really funny, and it has a lot of really wholesome moments. And yeah, it's about a Yakuza guy who ends up having like this alien girl falling into basically his life who has psychic powers. And so now it's about this Yakuza guy becoming a parent to this daughter who's just the worst.
A heckin' psychic user, a psychic coast.
It's so funny and wholesome, and I love it.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I do want to give a shout out to an anime that I know you also watched, Mandy.
Asobi Asobase. Oh,
because
it's so funny.
Yeah, I started it because of you, and I believe because of BCom also. You guys were talking about it really well. And right off the bat, the way that opening is such a stark contrast to the way the show actually is. It's the most serious, typical opening. And then like the first scene is just the most dumb shit. It's so funny. So shout out to Asobi Asobase. I know people in the chat are loving it too. That was gonna personally be my pick as well, but Hinamatsuri was super solid. So I'm not surprised or upset by this one at all.
Asobi Asobase can be hard for some people because it's very absurd humor. I'm trying to think of an equivalent. Probably maybe Daily Lives of High School Boys, maybe ish.
Almost Nichijou, I would
say. Or
say.
Nichijou, yeah, that'd be a good example. Mm-hmm. It's really absurd and hilarious.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's ridiculous.
The OP is very misleading. I will tell you that.
Yeah, yes, it is. Yeah, that's a lot of solid nominees in that category. Well done.
That's a good category.
Yeah.
All right. Well, next up is Best Drama.
Drama.
Let's see here. Whoops. I'm trying to like update the layout on YouTube
Good job.
whilst simultaneously
you got this.
Going through this stuff. So, Best Drama, let's see, nominees are After the Rain, there we go, Be the Beginning, Devilman Crybaby, Idolish 7, Legend of the Galactic Heroes, March Comes In Like a Lion Season 2, A Place Further Than the Universe, Planet With, Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, Steins Gate Zero, and Violet Evergarden. Holy,
that's a lot of nominations.
There's a lot of good stuff in there.
Category.
That's a lot of nominations.
So bad.
And I'm gonna tell you what, this was a razor close competition.
Yeah, dude, these results are insane.
Yeah, we had
first place and second place are separated by literally one vote. Looking at the
there were also
no, you can look at the actual vote totals.
There were also six anime that had greater than 10%.
Yeah,
so a lot of good stuff here.
First place for the best drama of 2018.
Drum roll.
Goes to.
We have no drum roll.
I opened the thing. And I'm like, Miss America. Oh wait, no, sorry.
I had a paper like envelope tearing sound effect, but last year you guys hated it, so I got rid of it.
True. The winner is Violet Evergarden.
Nice.
But of course. Violet Evergarden won with 17.3% of the vote. Second place with 16.9% was Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai.
Another close loss for Bunny Girl Senpai.
And in third place, Devilman Crybaby.
Devilman.
Interesting.
So yeah, this was a highly contested. I mean, there were several that got above 10%, and it was neck and neck there for those first couple of spots. So
even right after Devilman, there's Place for the Universe straight behind that.
Yeah.
Yep. And then straight behind that was Steins Gate Zero. Less than 1% variation between those three. This
was a very, very close competition. I am surprised that Bunny Girl Senpai was literally one vote away from Violet Evergarden. That's crazy.
I'm surprised that Devilman Crybaby didn't get more votes.
Do you think people might not perceive Devilman Crybaby as... I mean, it is a drama, but it's
100%.
It's so much more than that. It's like a psychological thriller, horror...
Yeah, I just don't know.
Yeah.
I mean...
Go ahead.
Something else, I also wonder if maybe the first episode of Devilman turned a lot of people off.
Wow.
Probably. I would say there's definitely a barrier to entry on Devilman Crybaby. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because like a good example is actually my roommate's boyfriend, lover of anime, couldn't watch the rest of Devilman Crybaby. He just was not. He didn't like the way the first episode rolled out. So yeah, it happens actually. Yeah. My vote for this one was Steins Gate Zero. I think that anime did like a PTSD type thing. Oh well. I sorted out Violet Evergarden, of course.
Yeah,
of course. But I just love the way Okabe starts out so different than his usual self in the beginning of Steins Gate Zero, and then works himself back to who he was. But I would admit that the purest drama here is definitely Violet Evergarden, and it is such a strong one that I can never be mad at this one at all. Like it deserves.
March Comes in Like a Lion was also on here at 10.4% of the votes, and which was like 26 votes, which is only 3 behind Place for the Universe. I'm really surprised March isn't up higher in these. I don't know.
No, you're right.
Series is so good. I don't know if maybe a lot of people missed season 1. I don't know.
Maybe it is a season 1 to season 2 effect because Violet Evergarden doesn't have that requirement to watch.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it could be that for sure because March is also a pretty pure drama as well. Yeah.
Anyway.
Wow, that was a really close category. Holy crap.
Yes.
All right, so in the next category is Best Fantasy. Yes.
I have a fantasy, Mitz.
Which has some overlap with Best... You do?
Yes, I do. It involves us, a table, maybe some people watching.
Does it involve some dice?
Are we playing? Are we playing D&D?
Yes, that is true.
We played D&D on Saturday. As just a side note, we played D&D on Saturday, and
the 4 of us,
the 4 of us, and we had a damn fun time.
It was awesome.
It was a good one.
And we're going to be bringing that to you very shortly. So look forward to that coming up from the AAA podcast. Best Fantasy. Definitely some overlap here with a number of different categories, as Best Fantasy can sort of have bits of drama, comedy, different things in it. That being said, the nominees for the Best Fantasy are Attack on Titan Season 3, Grand Crest Senki, Hakume to Mikochi, Muyo and Roji's Bureau of Supernatural Investigation, Overlord Season 2, Seven Deadly Sins, Revival of the Ten Commandments, and Violet Evergarden.
Gee, I wonder who won.
And the winner is Muyo and... No, just kidding. It's Violet Evergarden. With a crushing 33.3% of the vote, which is, I mean, nuts.
Yep, the word.
Followed by Attack on Titan, not close, and also Overlord Season 2. So
I'm surprised Overlord was so high up.
As am I.
I haven't heard anybody talk about it.
I enjoyed Season 1. I wanted to hear community feedback of Season 2, and I didn't get it. I
would like to note at this point that Violet Evergarden has now won 4 out of 7.
Ooh. This is Violet Evergarden's
this is
fourth win.
This is Violet Evergarden's 4th win of the night. it is this year's Titanic.
At this point, it's like the freaking gaffer that's coming up and accepting the award. It's like
yeah.
It's like,
the guy that did the sound effects back Folio guys.
And
one of the associate producers' cousins.
And coming up again is the director of Kyoto Animation Studios, getting his workout for the evening as he has now walked approximately 600 feet up onto stage. Anyway, I don't really have much else. There's nothing else to say about Violet Evergarden, so I'm just going to pass it along to Mandy for best sports.
Best sports.
Best sports.
All right.
Is disc golf on there?
It is not.
What is it?
Disc golf, is that on there?
It is not.
No, disc golf is frisbee golf is not on here.
It's hey.
It is not, except but we do have Pretty Horse Girls.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So the one we actually had a lot of abstain votes in this, I think, because 2018 was kind of barren for sports. We didn't get a whole lot of sports shows.
There was Good as Any.
Oh yeah, how many votes did that get, Mitz?
We'll get to that.
So the nominations. Well, I'll go ahead and say 27.6% abstained from this.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah,
a lot
from
of people.
the category. The nominations were Free, Dive to the Future, Good as Any, Hanebado, Harakuna Receive, Megalobox, and Uma Musume. And the winner is Megalobox.
With a really badass theme song.
Yeah.
God, I love
Probably
that
the
song.
best.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Nah, I shouldn't. I'm not going to talk any shit.
I feel
So
like
Megalobox won with 32.9% of the votes.
Good lord.
Second, which was not even close, was Hanebado at 12.6% of the votes.
Ridiculous.
And then third place was Harakuna Receive at 9.3%.
I just want to say that I'm sad. I'm a little sad.
I don't see Guruzeni.
I'm
Is it
not.
in here?
I love Megalobox.
Good as Any had fewer votes than any other anime in this category, despite inarguably being the most about actual sports.
Well,
Yeah.
that is
100%.
true. No, that is very true.
That is perhaps the
is
only real
literally
sports anime
about
in this category.
Yeah, it is only
I would
about
like
sports.
to also throw out that we did have a couple sports seasons in fall, but they didn't qualify. Run with the Wind and Sudanite didn't qualify because they didn't finish in 2018.
Correct.
I would
So
also
they should be
believe-
on next year's.
You best believe you wanted to.
I would also like to say
I originally had Run with the Wind on there, and then I was told that it didn't qualify, so I had to remove it.
I would like to add that Merc Storia is still the only anime to not receive a single vote.
I think. I mean, Megalobox for me it
Not
was the
close,
clear
yeah.
winner here.
Yeah, I mean,
They didn't really have a lot of competition this season. Although I do feel like Megalobox was kind of, love it or hate it. There were some people, myself included, who wasn't a big fan of it. But
I did not vote for it.
But there were a lot of people that really loved that show. And honestly, in that particular category, I couldn't imagine anything else winning.
Megalobox started off as an anime that I recommended to a few people because I loved it so much at the start.
Yes, incredible
and then,
start.
And then as it rolled on, I was just like, the writing, it didn't give me it did not give me what I wanted whatsoever. And I mean, of course, I voted for Good as Any, but you got to vote with your heart and not for what you think would win.
Yeah, I know, Mandy, you enjoyed Megalobox, right?
I love that series a lot.
Yeah, you did. I was also in the same because I believe that was my show. I passed it with a lot of expectation because I loved the first episode. I think, like as Kazuo mentioned, I think it started super strong. But yeah, the writing was a little messy for me. But it's still, even with the messiness, I think it's still better than the other shows because my second place would have been Hanebado. However, that writing was also messy. So when you cancel those two things out, I think Megalobox is a little bit more solid. Although I will give Hanebado the better closing of the show because that black and white scene in their last face-off was sick compared to Megalobox's montaging through theirs, which is really annoying.
Yeah, I'm just happy that Free beat Good as Any.
Free
By
which
one
isn't
vote.
even,
One vote.
I mean, whatever.
One
Free's not
vote.
even. It's not even about sports.
Sure it is.
It isn't.
The sport of boy butts.
The point is the sport of like looking at boys like water rippling off their abs.
Yes.
I mean, give me a break.
Go on.
I mean, it's fine. It's whatever. Okay, cool. Well, I love sports anime anyway, and regardless,
Yeah,
and all we need now is a disc golf sport anime,
Right.
a actual golf anime. Because if anybody's played Hot Shots Golf, you know that there's a lot of fun to be had there, and you can make girls in like golfing skirts or whatever playing. Because you know these anime girls would all be wearing skirts when they play golf.
Sure.
They can make them look super cute, and we also need a hockey anime for everything that is holy.
Fuck,
we need
I
a
would love
hockey
one.
anime.
I would love a hockey. I would eat that shit up.
You could have think about it. You've got picture this. The camera is behind the glass on the rink, and a guy is body checking another guy right into the glass, right where the camera is, and you can just see feel that action coming at you. I mean, it could be awesome.
You know, I want to put this out into the universe. I want a studio to make a hockey anime, but on purpose do it with the old school anime styling like they did in Slam Dunk. I think a Slam Dunk stylized hockey anime would be awesome.
That would be cool.
All
Moe girls.
Nobody would like it, but
just all Moe girls.
Well, we'll see.
Well, you can't have. There is not a single remotely Moe girl in Slam Dunk, but there are lots of pompadours.
That is true.
But there's a lot of pomps.
A lot of people just beating each other senseless in Slam Dunk.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so
now next up, is it my turn?
Boy, we really milked a lot of
Mandy?
time out of that sports category. Sci-fi.
Ah, yes.
I believe it's
I think it's me. Am I after Mandy? Yes, I am. Right?
I believe it's Enzo.
No, it's Enzo.
I don't think it matters.
I'm so confused.
It's Enzo.
It actually doesn't matter.
Who am I even?
Yeah. So we are now up to the best sci-fi category for the 2018 Oscars, and the nominees are Darling in the Franxx, FL Fully Cool the Alternative, Full Metal Panic Invisible Victory, Gundam Build Divers, Legend of the Galactic Heroes, Megalobox, Planet With, SSS Gridman, Steins Gate Zero, and Sword Art Online Alternative, Gun Gale Online. And the winner is Steins Gate Zero with 19.2%. Steins Gate Zero wins first place with 19.2, which is a comfortable little margin above its tie for second place between Darling in the Franxx and Legend of the Galactic Heroes, both at 15.9. And then in third, we have SSS Gridman at 13.1. And I will mention that almost 12% of the people voting abstained from this category, which I'm pretty happy with because sci-fi is a genre that I love. So I'm happy that people watch sci-fi anime.
When you have a tie for second, there is no third.
This is true.
Oh, that is.
You're right.
I'm just being an ass.
You're right.
That's a good point.
You're right. That's a good point.
I am happy to see that Legend of the Galactic Heroes made it to second place. I really enjoyed it.
It was a good show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously the original's legendary.
Oh my god!
For lack of a better term.
Get out of here.
But
Can I abstain from Kazuo jokes?
I truly enjoyed the remake. I thought it was a lot of fun. I would love to see more. Although I doubt they'll do it. But yeah, I'm happy it got as high as it did.
I just don't know if people care.
No, I don't think so either.
Do people care about? No one cares about outer space. Outer space is not in vogue. As much as I love it, it's not.
Can I write that down?
Go ahead. It's not.
That's good. It's a good line. I do want to talk about Steins Gate Zero, though. I think in terms of sci-fi, anime sci-fi's bread and butter is the mech genre, and then outside the mech genre, I think it is pretty much Steins Gate. From even the original series to now, Steins Gate Zero did an amazing job bringing back characters that people love, keeping them consistent with a lot of substance behind each of them, and giving us a very compelling character story through Okabe. I really, really love Steins Gate Zero. I think I would have loved it even without my nostalgia glasses on for the first Steins Gate. So, really happy that it won. It was my vote as well.
Nice. All right. Anything else on sci-fi, or shall we move along?
Let's move along.
I
love these categories coming up.
Next up, we're going to start getting into some individual character categories. We've got the best actress. Now, this is not necessarily the best voice actress. This is kind of just what we mean by that is just the best character. So the best female character, I should say. So in this category, we have
a lot of them.
a number of nominees.
A whole bunch of waifus.
There's a lot of
There's
waifus.
a lot of best girls and waifus out there in 2018.
I gotta warm up my vocal cords. Here we go. We've got Akane from SSSS Gridman. We've got Anzu from Hinamatsuri. We've got Catalia Baudelaire from Violet Evergarden. We've got Fujiko Mine from Lupin the Third. We've got Hina from Hinamatsuri. We've got Hinata Kawamoto from March Comes In Like a Lion. Kotoha from Mitsuboshi Colors. Click. Mai Sukarajima from Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. The Red Blood Cells from Cells at Work. Shirase Kobuchizawa from A Place Further Than the Universe. And Tai Yamada from Zombieland Saga.
Good lord.
And the winner, with just over a quarter
It's crazy.
of the votes,
It's crazy.
is Mai Sukarajima from Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai.
This is Rascal Girl Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai's first award of the evening.
Is it? Wow. All right, yeah.
What-
I mean, they've been up there.
Not for it isn't for not trying.
Yes.
I do like that theme song.
I do like
That is a good
song
one,
as
yeah.
well.
Rascal Girl is that anime is that movie in the Oscars that was always second place behind like when there's like Lord of the Rings wins
Right.
14 Oscars, and then there's another movie that's
really good.
that would have won
Yeah.
14 Oscars, but it finally got its award.
Second place goes to Anzo from Hinamatsuri. And
Nice.
third place is a three-way tie
Wow.
Oh, wow.
between Hinata Kawamoto from March Comes In Like a Lion Season 2.
Nice.
Tai Yamada from Zombieland Saga.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and you know what? Third place, abstain.
You
So
know-
it's a two-way tie.
You know-
third part of that three-way
Oh.
is abstain.
Something that surprises me here is that despite Violet Evergarden being in the category, did Catalia had very poor showing with next to last out of all of these,
Interesting.
which is interesting to me. That Violet Evergarden is such an obvious frontrunner at this point, but then when they get to the character categories, no one voted for her. So
She also was hardly in it.
Yeah, I was about to
does-
say, I think
I
the
think-
reason
How
that
does she
Mai won it here and also won in the Crunchyroll Awards, I believe, as Best Girl. She won, right? Best Girl, Mai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
clue.
So the reason for that, I think, is I think she's a refreshing female lead because she is not, like bubbly, and she's not like, oh, blah, 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 senpai, wow. She's like, she's very
Bashful.
like,
She's not bashful.
yes, she's very like kind of like slightly monotone, but like in a sarcastic way. She can be witty, is not afraid to like, speak her mind, tell anyone that they're being dumb. I found her very refreshing. That's why I loved Bunny Girl Senpai. So I'm glad that she won because it is refreshing to have a quote unquote best girl that isn't the stereotypical best girl. I do want to give a shout out to Anzu though, because Anzu is awesome from Hinamatsuri.
Yeah, Catalia is such a minor character in Violet Evergarden, but super hot. I feel like that's why she was nominated.
And Mitsuki immediately begins Googling.
I'm giggling.
Oh yeah, she was great.
A
But
comment from the chat is the bunny girl outfit doesn't hurt either. From Captain
yeah,
Yeah,
for Mai.
the voters are
Anzu
dreaming of
is-
Bunny Girl Senpai.
fantastic in Hinamatsuri as well because she's all of her scenes are so
Damn.
wholesome, so sweet.
This chick is mad hot.
Yeah,
How does this girl not get more votes?
She
Well,
has no presence in the show.
Yeah, but it's
Fujiko
like
also only got 14 votes.
It's messed up.
I'm just looking at this, and it's like if I had just seen this picture of Kadoya without knowing anything about Evergarden, I'd be like, is this hentai? She's like in ripped clothing in some of these photos.
Yeah.
And she has like a corset on with her boobs popping out. It's crazy.
Welcome to anime.
Yeah, she's
I guess. All right. So what is our next category?
Next is your turn, my friend. Best actor.
Oh, best actor indeed.
boy.
I think it's your turn, right? I don't know anymore.
Best
Well,
boy.
for every
That's my
wife,
keep track.
for every waifu, there is a husbando.
Yes.
Yeah, it's me.
Oh, you think so, huh?
Wait, you're the husbando?
Well, yep, and yep.
I didn't vote for you.
Damn.
Out of
Jeez.
the
Smashed
hosts?
that abstain vote.
I abstained. I'm just kidding.
out of all the hosts of the Anime Addicts Anonymous podcast, I think there is one clear husbando, and that is Neil, the cat
Neil.
mascot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I apologize to Neil for even thinking.
How
I could
dare you.
compare. Yeah.
All right, so the nominees for Best Male Actor, Best Husbando, are Claudia Hodkins from Violet Evergarden, Jean Zaburo from Anglo Moise, Katsuki Bukago from My Hero Academia, Bakugo, yeah. Keith Flick from Be the Beginning, Kotaro from Zombieland Saga, Levi Ackerman from Attack on Titan Season 3, Masami Kondo from After the Rain, Nita Yoshifumi from Hinamatsuri, Dimiru Tempest from That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, Rintaro Okabe from Steins Gate Zero, Yang Wen Lee from Legend of the Galactic Heroes. What a long list. Goodness gracious. So many
good boys.
A lot of good boys.
A lot of them.
And the winner, to probably no one's surprise,
Is Kazuo.
is Neil the Cat, is Kotaro from Zombieland Saga.
Nice.
Another great theme song.
I also want to point out, I love that 2 of these nominations were just Momoto.
I know. He's so best boy worthy.
He sells his characters. It's fantastic. I love him.
So, a lot of good stuff here. The runner-ups were Rintaro Okabe from Steins Gate Zero, and then we had a two-way tie with Katsuki Bakugo from My Hero Academia Season 3, and Dimiru Tempest from That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. So,
He's the best.
but, of course, Mandy's boy.
Top 2 is my man Momoto.
Momoto got top
I
2.
love it.
My nomination to the category was Okabe because I think the character was an actor. I think he played the role super well. But I'm not mad at all about Kotaro because Kotaro is fucking Kotaro. So
We're just gonna name this
the Mamoru.
the Mamoru. Yeah.
Can we have just a Momoto award ceremony?
We're just gonna call it the Miyano Award. The Miyano for
the
next
Miyano
year.
goes
Can
to.
we?
And the Miyano goes to Mamoru Miyano.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, can we get him on the show to accept his reward?
Does he speak English?
I want to sound.
Can I be there?
Miyano introducing the award next year.
Okay, so we are now down to the last round of 4 shows, starting with Mandy, who will be doing Best Score.
Alrighty. So the next one is Best Score, the Best Soundtrack. And the nominations were After the Rain, Devilman Crybaby, Legend of the Galactic Heroes, March Comes In Like a Lion Season 2, Megalobox, Persona 5 The Animation, Piano no Mori, Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, Violet Evergarden, and Yudu Camp. That's a lot of nominations. There's a lot of good music.
A lot of good music out there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Oh, I'm so excited about this. The winner is Devilman Crybaby.
Yes.
At 20.6%.
Now, does Mamoru Miyano voice anyone in Devilman Crybaby?
No.
Okay, just checking.
I am so sad that is not the song I was wanting. I was wanting the OP, the mon.
Oh, sorry.
I was so excited, and then I just so sad now.
I'm the opposite. I was hoping you'd play that one because when that song hits at the end of the show, you're just like, what the fuck?
Oh, that's the song they play when like epic crap is going down.
Dude.
Yeah.
But the opening is great.
Yeah.
I love the soundtrack for Devilman so
It is
much.
really good.
I listen to it. It's funny because I hardly listen to anime soundtracks. It's very rare that I do. This one, I will listen to all the songs just randomly. I love the Devilman Crybaby soundtrack.
It is fantastic.
Yeah. Mitz, do you remember once upon a time when we would talk about Devilman before Crybaby came out, and we'd be like, Devilman is one of the most fucked up shows I've ever seen.
It is.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
they came out with Crybaby, and you're like, what is even
Have you ever
happening?
watched a 7-year-old girl be eaten like a corn cob?
Yes, I have.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean, it's grotesque. There's some really twisted, terrible. Although Devilman Crybaby doesn't soften anything.
No, So shockingly, surprisingly enough.
Yeah, well, that had to be the only way that was getting done was on Netflix.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how much censorship there would have been Devilman Crybaby if that had been on like Japanese TV?
It's just all like white bars.
It would have been like
areas.
it would have been like black triangles all over the screen. Good lord.
So second place was Violet Evergarden,
I was
right?
just about to do that.
Yeah,
It deserved it. Violet Evergarden's music soundtrack.
So second place was Violet Evergarden at 17.3%, and third was Megalobox at 13.3%.
All good stuff. I forgot what I nominated. I forgot what I voted for also, but I do want to say that After the Rain, whatever you think about the anime, I love the music that they chose for that anime. I love that MA song that's in the credits. Called refrain or refrain, whatever. It's a play on words, but I listen to that song like all the time, the ending for After the Rain. So I'm glad that it's up there.
You know, in line with music and some of the best music in anime, in the Discord we did have a best opening.
Oh, good job.
Yes,
good
there was
job.
also a best ending, except that nobody won. Because it was just an all-the-way tie.
Yeah.
So that didn't work out well. However, there was a standout for best opening, and that is from Kokoku.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Discord. Yes.
Yeah,
Someone talks about that shit.
Yeah, we mentioned Kokoku when we were talking about the Crunchyroll Awards and how we thought it, like, we were surprised it wasn't more prominent, I think. Because the opening is not just the song, but the video, too. Is really interesting. So, but I just don't think a lot of people. I mean, it wasn't like a super awesome. I mean, it was an okay show. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think I liked it. I mean, it wasn't like the best thing, but that's probably why it didn't win. But yeah, just giving the Discord some love.
I believe our Discord also did best soundtrack, and I believe Violet Evergarden won that one as well.
Okay.
Good catch.
Okay, well, here we go. We are now on the final 3 awards of the evening. Is anybody getting sad?
A little bit, yeah.
I'm excited. I got a little too excited about this next category because of the color. And I was like, and then I was like, oh, no, never mind.
Okay.
You're going to have to explain that one.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Enzo sees what I'm saying.
Yeah. So the next category we're going to speak on is Best Style and Animation. And the nominees are A Place Further in the Universe, After the Rain, Devilman Crybaby, Lupin the Third Part 5, March Comes In Like a Lion Season 2, Megalobox, My Hero Academia Season 3, Planet With, SSS Gridman, Violet Evergarden are the nominees. And the winner, with a smashing,
stunning,
staggering, stunning 45.1% of victory
Jesus.
is Violet Evergarden.
I mean, it's KyoAni. What are you gonna say?
Yeah.
It's hard to like argue with that because that's gorgeous.
I recall when we were getting previews of Violet Evergarden from different conventions that were coming out, and they played that first clip, and I remember. Even through that clip, I was like, damn, that looks really good. And then I remember watching the trailer on Netflix when it finally came out. And I was like, holy moly. What the fuck? Why did they they made like 13 short movies is what happened in Violet Evergarden, or however many episodes. Mm-hmm. It is a beautiful show. It is a high bar to beat for an anime series.
I remember being very just blown away by the details in her eyes. Her eyes were gorgeous, and just the scenery, the backgrounds were so detailed and
alive.
It's a very immersive series because of that. It's the animation and the art is just so gorgeous. You feel like you're in that world. I love it.
And so you want to give the second and third place?
Yeah, of course. So in second place, we have Devilman Crybaby. And I believe in third is My Hero Academia Season 3. And I will say that I'm quite happy with those two. I do wish Lupin got more votes because...
Yeah.
I'll let Cosmo handle that one. But Devilman Crybaby by my favorite director, Masaki Yuasa. I voted for Violet Evergarden because I really feel like it'd be a crime not to give it this one. But in terms of animation, like fluidity and experimentally, I really think that Devilman deserves some shout out here. Like it pushed the out of model type of animating. Like their bodies make no sense sometimes, but that's fine if it looks cool and it's stylized that way. So I really like that animation.
I think those two are the clear front runners.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, I mean Violet Evergarden, gorgeous. Just I mean, it's just perfectly styled. And then of course Devilman, just completely off the wall chaos, but done in such a beautiful way. Totally. I think Lupin didn't really have a chance in here, although I think it's always exceptional.
I think Lupin animation is really dope.
Yeah,
I actually nominated Lupin for the backgrounds. The backgrounds are insanely detailed.
Yeah.
I thought Lupin was fantastic. I'm not mad Violet won. It's really a toss up between those two, but Lupin was fantastic.
Yeah. I wanna echo in the chat a listener said, Chubtuck said, Violet Evergarden looks so good, better than even some movies, and I will agree that it looks really great. Really great.
Any coincidence that the top two in this category were both Netflix shows?
I don't think that's a coincidence.
I'm going to say that I don't think it's a coincidence either. I mean,
I think budget,
their mouth is,
Yeah, the budget does equal animation oftentimes, which is why movies look so good. Also, why were you so excited about the fact that the winner was in purple?
Oh, because, so we color code the pie chart here, and the winner, Violet Evergarden, was purple, and Lupin is also purple, albeit a different shade of purple, a
slightly darker purple. Oh.
So
it's just so slightly lighter.
Yeah, I scrolled down, I saw all that purple, and then I saw Lupin, and I was like, what?
He wants Lupin to win so bad. Maybe you know what? Maybe we should just spontaneously do a host pick at the end of this, so you can pick Lupin. Yeah. Also, I want to make a note that Mercstoria no longer the only show with no vote.
0 votes. Who else?
Well, got 0 vote.
However, it is going to be infamous, perhaps, because even though Planet With received 0 votes in this category, Planet With is in a number of categories and certainly received votes elsewhere, whereas Mercstoria was nominated in only one category.
Mercstoria is so far the only show to receive 0 votes.
To be nominated and receive no votes.
Gotcha.
So sad. I'm going to do the next category because it is sponsored by my church.
Ah, yes, of course. Then I'll do the next one then.
So every year, there is a giant box of sand in the audience.
Yep.
And the seats around the sand box tend to cost a little less. Not that cost is an issue because, it's all these $4 million diamond earring wearing actors, and they're all like twisting their mustaches and smoking cigars and stuff. But there is the Pooper Scooper Award.
Yes.
Brought to you by the Church of Mitsugi. And this year, I lobbied to get the name changed.
What? To what?
To the Moe Filth Award.
That's that.
However, the Academy of Arts and Animation would not allow me to change the title, even though I tried. I tried my hardest, but I failed. But again, we have a small army of cats just shitting endlessly.
Shitting endlessly?
In this litter box. And right now, somebody in the audience, yes, thank you. Someone is digging out the award from the litter box.
Yes.
The winning envelope is actually buried amongst the shit and debris, the other debris in the litter box.
I see Rose is digging it out right now.
I see Rose. Thank you very much. Can we get a round of applause,
thank you for
please?
your hard work, dude. Yep.
Wash your hands, please.
So the worst of 2018, or the Pooper Scooper Award, does represent the worst filth of the year.
And that is.
And the nominees are Between the Sky and Sea. I want to say that I have seen only 2 of these shows.
Wow.
And I believe I've seen
all of them.
And 4. I don't believe that the 2, actually I've seen 3. The one that I think is the worst did not win. Between the Sky and Sea, Citrus, Conception, Doreiku, the animation, Fully Coolly Progressive, Junji Ito Collection, Magical Girl Sight, Marchen Maidchen, My Sister, My Writer, Ongaku Shoujo, Senjushi, Tokyo Ghoul Season 2, and Uza Maid are unequivocally the worst shit of 2018.
Yes.
And the winner, or the loser, is...
the winner. The winner.
The winner is Conception.
I am unfamiliar with the show.
Isn't this a show where they force... Why don't you just read the synopsis? Go ahead, read it. You have it up. Read it.
Sure.
I did not actually watch this, but I've played the games, and I love the games a lot.
Go ahead.
Well, according to the synopsis,
but I am also a massive perv. So Conception is a game where you are fighting through these dungeons. I want to say the combat style is very similar to Persona in a way, but you are chosen among these other students in this academy, and you have to create star children where you go through a ritual and you create star children and they go into battle and fight for you. And when you go through the process of making star children, they kind of like blush and touch each other, but it's very like awkward.
Oh, God.
I love the game so much. And you have to go through these scenarios, kind of like raising your levels in Persona, your confidant levels, where you have to go through really awkward like interactions with the girls, and there's a lot of boob jiggle mechanics. It's trash. It's really funny though.
Man,
so according to this synopsis though, before they get transported to this world, it says here that on his high school graduation day, Itsuki's cousin Mahiru tells him that she's pregnant, and then they get transported into the world. Now,
that's
my question
weird.
Is
it wasn't an isekai in the game that I remember.
Is she pregnant with his child?
What I heard was that like girls were like forced to have kids.
What the hell? Yeah, it says they get transported into the world of Granvania or whatever.
Maybe
you can tell none of us watch this.
Know.
We're like, what is this anime? We don't even know what the hell this is.
I definitely read this. I remember reading the synopsis, and I recall myself going, well, that's a big note for me.
Icy Rose is helping us. Go ahead. What did Icy Rose say?
It's based off the first game. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, yeah, I guess you're thinking of the second game, Mandy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
According to Icy Rose? So, yeah, the first game is the one where his cousin is pregnant.
All I heard on Discord was that Conception was a show where like girls were forced to be pregnant or something.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I'll take the hit and read the whole synopsis.
It was an isekai? I don't remember the first game. I played a lot of the second game, though.
All right. The synopsis is, on his high school graduation day, Itsuki's cousin, Mahiro, tells him that she's pregnant. Just then, a gate of light emerges and transports the two into the world of Gravania. In this land, impurities have been causing a disturbance to the stars, ultimately plunging Gravania into chaos and disorder. And Itsuki, now revealed to be one who was fated to meet with the Star Maidens, is seen as Gravania's last hope and was thus given the task to produce star children and combat the impurities. And unless the task is complete, Itsuki may never be able to return home. So my guy has to go make some star children.
He's impregnating everybody, basically.
And then save the world in 9 months.
There's like little Russian nesting dolls. What are they called?
Russian nesting dolls?
Something.
Matryoshka.
Another name, like
Matryoshka.
Those. The babies pop out of those in the game.
What?
Well,
so
like you go through like this really awkward session where they touch each other and blush, and then all of a sudden this little baby pops out of a nesting doll, and you gotta like kind of work with their stats to change their classes.
What the fuck?
And then you go fight with them.
Man, he loves this shit. All right, so
I love dumb games.
I just want to say that Junji Ito's Ito collection was not that bad.
Yeah.
I never would have voted this into this category. Yeah, it wasn't as good as the manga, which I did read, but it wasn't that bad. Also, I don't think Fully Fully Progressive was nearly bad enough to be in here. The anime compared to an anime like Senjushi, which is just unbelievably inane. Mm-hmm. I can't even begin to tell you. You will literally be less intelligent after watching it. Like I don't even have words.
I've also played that game.
Of course.
I don't know.
Who do we got for second and third placements?
Oh, second and third place are My Sister, My Writer.
Ah, yes.
And Citrus.
I will say, My Sister, My Writer has a 5.1 on my anime list, and Conception has a 5.06.
Well, those are great scores.
Citrus has a 6.79, which is, better.
Yeah,
20.4% actually abstained from this. So there are a lot of people who are like, I didn't hate anything.
Well,
yeah, well, a lot of people probably didn't watch this stuff because it's terrible.
Yeah, I think that's all. Yeah, it's like if something's terrible, you're probably not going to watch the whole thing.
All right, so we now have the best of 2018,
Yes.
and we're all very excited to see which anime will win.
The
Although
best,
I think we all already know who it is.
Yes. Citrus. The best of 2018 nominees are Attack on Titan Season 3, Devilman Crybaby, Hinamatsuri, Laid Back Camp, Legend of the Galactic Heroes, Loop on the Third Part 5, March Comes In Like a Lion Season 2, Mitsuboshi Colors, A Place Further Than the Universe, Planet with SSSS Gridman, Violet Evergarden, and Zombieland Saga.
Can I just say that list reads like your basically your recommendation list from 2018? I mean, that's a strong freaking list.
Yeah, just about any of those shows are worthwhile. And
yeah, I mean,
this was a pretty hotly contested one. There,
Yeah.
There was a, it was very close for first place.
Mm-hmm.
But there were quite a few that got a number of votes. So, without further ado, the winner
I can't wait for it
of the best anime of 2018, as voted on by you, the Anime Addicts.
I'm running out of songs on the Violet Evergarden soundtrack.
Is A Place Further Than the Universe.
Wow.
By a narrow margin, beating out the second place winner, Violet Evergarden. Third place, of course, falling to Devilman Crybaby. So, A Place Further Than the Universe.
I will proudly say that was my pick in that season.
Me too.
No,
not pick. Sorry, I voted for it as well.
Yeah, I voted for it as well.
It's interesting because Violet Evergarden was like sweeping several other categories, but when it came down to it, ultimately what people decided was the best show of the year turned out to be A Place Further Than the Universe.
Yeah. So at least like my train of thought behind my voting of this one for best of 2018 and my voting for Violet Evergarden in the other categories in which that anime was in was because Violet Evergarden does what it does extremely, extremely well. But when it comes to how engaged and how hard I was feeling things, aside from like relief and sad and like happy, Place Further in the Universe like also tells me something. It tells me to like reach for your dreams. It tells me to pursue your passions. It tells me that friends are important. Like really good friends around you can make your life 180 into a great direction. I found those things really important. I think the 4 girls in that show doing their Antarctica stuff was extremely motivating and nice to watch, and with a lot of emotional arcs in it as well for each character. So I think as a whole package, I enjoyed that one more because it's not like it's an ugly anime. Violet Evergarden is just beautiful, but this anime was also well done, well written, good music, great characters, and just fun at the same time, and with a lot of laughs too.
I also sort of think that like this anime, I think more people will connect to, because as beautiful and thoughtful as Violet Evergarden is, I don't think everybody that watches it is going to have like a strong connection to it, just because of the themes that it surrounds. Whereas everybody has dreams and passions that they want to pursue, and a show like a place further than the universe, it can almost be like a motivating thing for a lot of people. Like even me, I could say like, oh, it's like these girls in a place further than the universe, like they did their dream, they went to Antarctica, so I have to go to Colorado and climb mountains, right? But like, so a lot of people can connect to it in a similar way. Whereas not everybody's going to connect to a show like Violet Evergarden or of course Devilman. Like no one's going to really. I'm hoping not many people connect to Devilman. So
I don't know, man. I feel like
it reminds me of last night's party.
It reminds me of my childhood.
Reminds me of that rave I went to once, huh? But I think what you're saying rings true, Mitz. I like it. Watching the anime at the start of 2018 really set me on a really upswing to start the year. It made me pursue some projects that I probably didn't have the motivation to do it. But I'm a sucker for motivational stories. I'm a sucker for passion-driven arcs. So as much as I know that Violet Evergarden is a craft masterpiece, I think I laughed, cried, smiled, shrugged, got annoyed at people in the anime that is the place for the universe, and I like that ride while watching as a viewer more than the ride I had at Violet Evergarden.
Yeah, you can't go wrong either way. Both amazing shows.
Yeah. I mean, every anime in this category, just
this one had one of the best running sequences I've ever seen.
Yes, episode 2, right?
Yeah. Was it 2 or was it 3? I don't remember, but
I remember it's definitely one of those two because I talked about that in my impression of the show too. But yeah, that running scene, awesome. That's what set me on the course for making this anime awesome in my head.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Mitz,
surprise outcome, I would say.
I mean, yeah, it was a very close competition, but I think we got some great anime this past year.
Oh yeah,
and they all had their opportunity to shine. And really, almost all the anime nominated, I would say, are worthwhile, except for Merc Story.
Except for Merc Story, who got no votes.
I just love how the person that nominated it didn't even vote for it.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
Well, so let's see if the Discord agrees with us.
Oh, okay.
If it agrees with these votes. So we do have a top 10 list from the Discord.
I love top 10.
A very do you want me to play the top 10 drops?
Yes, please.
You should have him nominate or say them out loud too.
Oh, okay, I will if you want.
All right, do you want to do it since you're so excited about it?
Sure.
And you want the drops, right?
Yes, please. I need
number 10.
Thank you so much. Number 10 is JoJo Part 5. Oh no! This of course started in the fall.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's good lords. I don't have words to tell you how many people are on my ass
to watch
because
JoJo?
I'm behind on JoJo.
Get your life together.
Good lord, people! Goodness.
You
gracious.
of all people.
I'm watching Slam Dunk, baby.
Yeah, but sometimes
JoJo is fantastic, and there is some crazy shit in this season.
Yeah.
There's a lot of crazy stuff. It's great.
Number 9.
Number 9 from the spring season, Hinamatsuri.
Indeed.
Interesting that beat out JoJo.
Yep.
I wonder if that's simply a popularity thing.
Well, a lot of people are like me are a million episodes behind on JoJo at this point, and so it's a little tough to catch up.
It definitely gets difficult as you get further along into seasons. Fewer and fewer people tend to watch.
I think
Number
also.
8.
Sorry.
No,
I was going to say also, JoJo is very, very silly, but Hinamatsuri, I think, could connect with you on a deeper, emotional level.
I fear that the silliness of JoJo is why ultimately I will not like it.
Oh,
and it's why I didn't like Stardust Crusaders, because I'm just not into silly things. So, unfortunately, but I haven't watched it, so who knows?
Number 8.
Number 8 is Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. All the way at number 8. Interesting, considering how many awards it was nominated for and won.
It was not in our best category.
That's true.
Tsubasa from the Discord says, biggest surprise of 2018, and I loved it.
Yeah. I would say it's the biggest surprise for me too, in terms of surprise factor. I didn't expect it. When I picked that show to review, I did not expect to love it so much. So awesome.
Number 7.
Number 7 is Banana Fish. That's it. Banana Fish, number 7, came out in the summer.
Number 6.
Number 6 is My Hero Academia Season 3. Apparently, according to the notes that we have here, Season 2 was actually ranked number 5 last year.
Uh-oh, it's dropping.
So slipping one space.
One little space.
Number 5.
Number 5 is Devilman Crybaby. BCom says Yuasa saves a mediocre media franchise from mediocrity.
Nice.
Yeah.
Number 4.
Number 4 is, surprisingly, Violet Evergarden, all the way at number 4.
And it received the most number of total votes, which means it was probably in the most categories
Yes.
Or was voted on by the most people, but maybe not as high as others.
Correct.
I don't know how they did their.
It was on the most people's top
most
10s.
Lists.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, when we did our votings, there was a list, and you fill in your top 10s. There wasn't like a choose from list.
Yeah.
It's like whatever you wanted, you just fill in.
Gotcha.
Number 3.
Number 3 is Steins Gate Zero.
Interesting.
Lovely. I'm
Alright.
excited.
Number 2.
Number 2. All right. We're getting down to it. The
That's
top
right.
2. Number 2. According to Midnight Crew, a slice of life where no slice of life has gone before.
I like that comment.
Interesting.
And that place is further than the universe.
So we've had.
Well done, Cosmo.
So we've had the top
Well
3
done.
winners from our anime Oscars have all been said already. So there's going to be another unique standout here.
Something that wasn't
God.
even in
I'm
our top
excited.
10.
Yes.
Number 1.
Number 1, you know, Mitz, we're only a couple days away from it.
That's right.
How
March
do you do that?
comes in like a lion, season 2.
Yes.
Takes the number 1 spot.
Yes, Discord.
According to the notes here, if it was on someone's list, there was a 70% chance that it would have made their top 2.
Wow.
That's pretty incredible. That
Yo,
almost
okay,
everyone that
I
included
knew
on their
that.
list had it in their top 2.
I love our Discord so much. Y'all are so woke in terms of anime. Nice.
So we're not doing the drops for the top 10 from Discord, but are from Facebook. But we also have a top 10 from Facebook. Number 10 was March Comes in Like a Lion season 2, which
It's
is
so weird. It's all over the
so
place.
Rascal Girl Does Not Dream of Bunny. Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. It's like the most difficult title ever. It came in number 7. It came number 9. Number 8, Devilman Crybaby. Number 7, SSSS.Gridman. Number 6, Attack on Titan season 3. Number 5, Laid Back Camp. Number 4, Hinamatsuri. Number 3, Zombieland Saga. Number 2, A Place Further Than the Universe, coming in high on all 3 lists.
Yes.
Right.
And number 1, Violet Evergarden. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean,
man.
I feel like the big standouts from this all of 2018 are Violet Evergarden and A Place Further Than the Universe. And then, of course,
sure.
there are a handful of other shows that did remarkably well.
the hell was that, friend?
That was Mitsuki's tablet freaking out.
So aside, I believe that brings top 10 wise things to a close, right?
yeah, we are done announcing the winners. So
Yes.
All of the 10s have been topped.
we do have a couple honorable mentions from the Discord. We have Lupin the Third, Attack on Titan Season 3, SSS Gridman, Megalobox, and Planet With. So those are 5 anime that didn't make the Discord top 10,
Yeah.
but were still talked about.
do you guys want to give your like a personal best of the year?
Sure. Yeah,
I mean, I'm just
actually
thinking I
have-
want to give Kazuo a chance to give Lupin some love.
I mean,
It hasn't
Aw.
really made it
no,
remotely close to winning anything.
I'll be honest. Lupin, I don't know if I would say it was objectively the best of the year.
But it was worth more love than it got.
Yes, and it was one of, if not my favorite show of 2018. But I totally respect and understand that Violet Evergarden and A Place Further in the Universe could be viewed as better than that. Totally get that. Even Devilman Crybaby, I could see as better than Lupin. But for me personally, I would say it was my favorite of the year. It's just always a good time, and it's unfortunate that not a lot of people watch it.
My favorite of the year was Devilman Crybaby. I think that it's a crowning sort of show for Netflix to put on like their shelf and say like this is a show that is completely different than what you would get from Japanese TV. Here's something that we can bring to the table that maybe others can't. And it's just in its gritty style was just shocking and pleasurable to watch. You know, it was not like anything we have seen before. I think that if you were to put 100 anime in a list and say which one of these anime is the most unique compared to any of the others, Devilman Crybaby might have been one that people thought of more often than not. And I was just like, and because of that, it's going to be it will be the show from 2018 that I remember the first, like when I'm an old man, like 6 weeks from now, when I'm like when I have to get my cane and stuff out.
Yeah,
it will be the show that I remember the longest from now. If you say
Think
like,
so, huh?
I think so because
Yeah.
it's that unique, I think. And so that's why I think Devilman Crybaby is my anime of the year.
Yeah.
My number one was Place Further in the Universe from what I voted number one. I just found a lot to relate to. It hit me a lot of the moments hit me very personally. There was one moment, actually, I guess two moments, where I just flat out cried. I was like sobbing, and it was. I think is as far as the genre for cute girls doing cute things, I think it did so fantastic because it wasn't your typical cute girls doing cute things thing. It was like cute girls doing something amazing.
Yeah.
And I love that show so much. And man, this year was so good. There are shows that I can remember. I'm like, man, that show is really good. Like, I loved Revue Starlight, but I couldn't even fit it into my top 10. It's not even in there.
Wow, you're right.
Totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
You're right.
There are so many good shows that I just fell in love with, and I didn't have a spot for them. Asobi Asobase, I couldn't even fit that on my list. But
wow, Revue Starlight. That actually might change my number 10.
are we doing our own top 10s?
I have my top 10 in front of me. So
I'm not doing it.
So do I.
Yeah.
My top 10 was Place Further in the Universe, March Comes in Like a Lion Season 2, Violet Evergarden, Devilman Crybaby, High Score Girl, Lupin the Third, Hinamatsuri, Megalobox, Zombieland Saga, and Nakuhoro.
Yeah. So I share some with you. I'll start from 10th place. 10th place I had Otakoi, 9th place I had After the Rain, in 8th place I had Banana Fish, in 7th place I had Violet Evergarden. In 6th place, I had Bunny Girl Senpai. I know, controversial. In 5th place, I had Attack on Titan Season 3. In 4th, I had Steins Gate Zero. In 3rd, I had High Score Girl. In 2nd, I had A Place Further in the Universe. And in 1st, I had Devilman Crybaby. There's a lot of reasoning for a lot of those plots, but the top two were never a question for me. If anything, I spent at least half an hour like thinking to myself, like, why Devilman over A Place, or why A Place over Devilman? I really could not. It's a very narrow margin between the two for me. So
God, I couldn't even fit Cells at Work, Legend of the Galactic Heroes, Bookseller Honda's Son, anything on my list. It was such a fantastic year. Yudu Camp, I loved Yudu Camp.
Yeah.
Ugh.
2018 was important.
It's
I
hard.
mean, I don't know how you guys. I think you guys have shared this sentiment with me, where for the last couple years, anime has felt a little plateauy, like it was kind of stagnating a little bit, just a little bit. I think 2018 was the kick in the rear that is going to knock it up a bit going forward, and I hope 2019 carries the momentum.
I think the new platforms that are having a major impact on it. You know, if we're just talking about like things like Amazon or Netflix specifically, just going out there and just throwing mad stacks of cash at studios. I think that's
bringing in NGE back from licensing hell in this in 2019. Like, it's big. Yeah, you're right, man.
For sure. All right, Mitz, you want to take us home?
All right. Well,
I do want to read a couple things in the people from the Discord had some words for us as a podcast of how we did during 2018.
All right, fine, I'll leave.
No, they're nice. Guys. They're really nice. I just read through them.
Get rid of Cosmo. He sucks.
Laterbot says Mitsuki's mom knows.
Yes,
she does a few things.
Charbroiled Asnumble says, regarding the Discord, you guys have done a great job in building a very welcoming community. I was greeted by multiple people immediately when I joined. I felt right at home as I logged on. I know I have been on other Discords where I can feel out of place, but not here. Seriously, thank you guys. Paradrop says, I love the Discord community and I love you guys. WaveF says, best podcast, best Discord. Dr. RB says, this Discord equals really hyper cow emojis. Minizera says, everything is great. Keep up the good work. Abyssal Juggernaut says, I shall grant more girls a quick, painless death.
No way.
Rock Around the World says,
there is a place for you amongst the most righteous of men.
Rock Around the World says, I think the AAA podcast has never been better with the new host joining, and it was an awesome having you all here in Anime NYC for the Anime Con.
Oh,
thank you for being there. Wow. thanks for another great year, and I'm sure the best is yet to come in 2019.
I believe he came to karaoke with us.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like a month ago. I was like, fuck, I forgot his Discord name. I wanted to talk to him. Is that his Discord name? Rock Around
I
the
believe
World?
so.
Oh my god.
I'm not positive.
Oh, then I know this man. Oh, we know him.
That's awesome.
Then yeah. Thank you guys for sticking with us through 2018. We're hoping 2019 will be even better for sure.
Oh, it will be.
Oh, it will.
I guarantee it.
Oh,
Yes.
One way or the other.
One way or the other.
We may have to kill some of us.
We might,
but
have to sacrifice someone.
It'll at least be entertaining.
Yeah, we'll record it live.
Well, 2018 has come to a close.
It's in the books.
And I can see that the rich elite amongst us are getting restless. They're starting to look a little annoyed. It's time to go smoke cigars and drink 2,000 bottles of wine.
I see Joan Rivers over there getting shit-faced.
Yeah.
Hitting on Idris Elba.
Yeah. We got to get her out of here before we have another scandal on our hands for the Oscars.
I see Miyazaki chain smoking a whole box over there in the corner.
Cherry brand cigarettes.
The likeness of Miyazaki on a TV screen, because he would never appear at the Oscars in person.
No, absolutely
He's
not.
way too good for that. And to all of you at home, and to all the anime addicts out there, on to 2019.
See you next year. Wait,
goodbye.
This year. It's already 2019. We're in the future.
Thanks for being with us, guys. Love you. Peace out.
They're playing me off. Oh, God.
Get off the stage.
What do I do?
What do I do with my hands?
Stage bold, man.
Ah!
Get off the stage.